This is recording.
Testing.
Let's take a moment and welcome our newest member to the RL podcast.
Ella. She's so cute, or at least that's what we've called her as of today.
I arrived today to this little sweet surprise. Yeah. Of course, if you've listened from the beginning, you know how not a pet person Olivia is. So
yeah.
This is really exciting.
When this poor little pup is probably so confused. So I got a dog. That's basically the news. And she's literally 5 pounds and the cutest thing ever.
She's really sweet.
She's so sweet. And I'm like also very nervous because, as mentioned, I'm not exactly what I would consider a pet person. So like I have a lot to learn.
Yeah.
I've already like tried to ask people so many questions, and like I know I'm gonna be like so nervous over her because I'm like, oh my god, is she eating? You know, like I'm literally already like that.
Officially a dog mom.
Oh no.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go give her back to her father now. Oh wait, a little puppy girl.
Okay, so take me back to approximately 5 hours ago when you guys adopted this little pet.
You guys literally, yeah, I'm like, I don't even know if that's when we need to go back to. It's like, okay, here's the deal. We had like the general manager at work who has this little Havanese dog named Memphis. Cute freaking dog, loved us, we loved having him there. We were literally like, oh my god, like we're the ones who are supposed to say yes or no to a dog at the workplace. Like, well, he's chill, like we love seeing him. And then all of a sudden the manager got a second dog because like Memphis came with him to work because he'd get lonely. So they got a second dog so Memphis wouldn't be lonely.
Yeah.
So then Memphis wasn't coming to work anymore. And guess who was sad? Me and Hayden, we were sad, you guys, we were sad. We were like, we miss our little dog. And so ever since, we've been like, should we get a dog?
I can't believe this. Where did you guys go?
Okay, we literally were just like, we've done this a few times. I mean, like, don't lie to yourself. Everyone's done this a few times. Just start looking online at, like, pets around the area. And it's like, okay, what's around? And then we see these, like, Cavapoos is what she's called. So she's a Cavapoo.
Because I know people are going to probably ask about which breed she is.
So she's a Cavapoo, and we were reading a lot about like Cavapoos because they're apparently really great for inexperienced and first time.
Are they hypoallergenic?
They are, and obviously that was like a big deal too, just because like we as not being people who have in-depth experience with a dog and bringing a dog around and all of the jazz that comes with that, it's like, let's just make a decision where like at least we won't think 10 years from now, oh dang, like we could have gotten a dog that was hypoallergenic. So like
if you were allergic, you'd find out a little sooner than 10 years.
Okay, yeah, I mean like we know like, neither of us are allergic.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, kids, friends, all the things.
Totally.
So apparently Cavapoos are really good for first time dog owners because they're intelligent and want to please people. Like they're super people pleasers and they're friendly and they're supposed to be chill. Like they want to cuddle on the couch.
Do you know if they're part of like the poodle breed? Because I know poodles are very intelligent.
Yeah, they're half like the King Charles dogs, if I'm saying that right. I might not be. And then half a mini poodle.
Okay.
So, and because it's a mini poodle, that's why she's like 5 pounds and she's only maximum gonna get 20 pounds, which is also slightly hilarious.
That means you're gonna be able to travel with her very easily. And it's very easy for people to watch if you need a dog watcher. Okay, so fingers crossed about that because like that definitely went into that decision making. But it's funny because we always kind of thought like we would get like a big dog. Like I don't know, like I love a big dog. I really do. I definitely wouldn't have guessed for myself that I'd get like a tiny dog. I know someone who would love to probably dog sit, aka my husband.
Oh my god. Well, it's nice to know we've got someone in our back pocket.
By the way, he just texted, should I come over? Tell him yes.
Tell him Hayden's just watching a movie downstairs. That's the current life update, guys. We're currently at my house in my kitchen. And Hayden's downstairs chilling. I think he's even watching YouTube videos on like what to know about a new puppy. Like I feel like we're gonna be good dog parents.
You absolutely will.
Thank you.
If you run a business, you can take care of a dog.
You know what? So we made a lot of decisions on that forefront right now, and I feel like we were like itching for another project. I feel like that's part of this. So we're like itching for another project. We miss Memphis, and we're like, also, I've mentioned this before, baby fever, unreal. Yeah. And like our wedding is still a year away. So then I was like, okay, but like real talk, if we want a dog, we don't want a dog while we have a baby. It's been established. You don't want to potty train a baby and a dog, all the things.
She'll be perfect though for when that time comes.
Yeah, we're like, we can spend the next year getting her so well trained to be like our ideal best dog. Goals anyways. So we're like, okay, we have the time, like we have the flexibility. We've calmed down our lifestyle. We're not traveling every weekend anymore. So we're like, we're financially stable, like we can do this.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
We have a house, like she's got a yard.
I think what it does is it really opens up the doors to understanding. And this is kind of the same with kids. I feel like before you have kids, you're like, oh my God, now is not the right time. After having kids, I'm like, I understand what people mean when they say don't wait. Like obviously if you have the ability to, they're like, don't wait. Now I get that. And I feel like it's the same for like pets and things like that in a sense where, well, now you're in it where you're like, you've gone through all the logical scenarios of like pros and cons. You've probably made a list.
I know you guys we've made pros and cons
lists. And now you have it, and now it's just going to be such second nature that you're going to be like, what was I so worried about?
I'm so excited to just like, well, I feel like I get why I'm worried because it's not a reality that I've had, and I've always been so attached and kind of like proud of the lifestyle of like, I can get up and go and be low key, right? Like I can come and go as I please. I can go out for a night, and if I want to fly to Europe the next morning and leave for 5 months, cool, I can. Not that I've done that, but I definitely always like to know that I have the option.
Sure.
And so that's changed a little bit, but I'm like really excited because I feel like this past year our lifestyle has changed just in terms of we don't really go out all that much anymore. Like we consciously stay home on the weekend, stay around St. Louis. Like we've made our life here together. And so now it's like, okay, we're getting married in like a year. Like,
yay, it's a project. It's like a little
project. Yeah.
That's
so I'm like, it's been me and him for like over 3 years now. So add a little spice. Gotta get a dog.
Well, speaking of travel, we just were in New York City for. Actually, what does IRL stand for?
In real life. Oh my God. Dude, oh my God.
Wait. That's kind of embarrassing, I'm not going to lie. I just went through this whole weekend of being like, what does the IRL media mean in real life? But that makes sense because we took a photo in front of it and it said.
It's literally, wait, hold on. It's literally in my head a Gen Z term. And we're right on the cusp. So that was just very telling because I was at my grandparents' house. And my little brother, who is 6 years younger than me, full Gen Z, and he says to my grandparents, oh yeah, IRL. My grandparents are looking at me like, what? Like, can I help, right? Like fill me in. Like, what is he saying? No, I didn't know what it meant. I was literally like, oh my God, grandpa, like I don't know what gibberish my little brother's talking.
Interesting, okay.
I didn't know, and I had to ask him. I was like, Graham, like, what is IRL? He's like, Liv, that's in real life. Because their lives, like their bringing up is so much of like YouTube on TV or FaceTime.
They do like little
like acronyms, like
is it acronyms? Yeah.
I don't know, is it?
They have so many more and they're so different now too. So like I'll actually give it that.
So IRL is one of the big ones for them, and yeah, so I actually knew that one and now I get to be proud of that, but we had to go through an embarrassing moment where I had no freaking clue and was closer to the I felt closer to my grandparents' age than my little brothers. Yeah.
Yeah, I just can't help but ask now because otherwise I'm just there with like a deer in headlights. Like,
is that why we know we're like officially not cool? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. It's just different generations. I think I'm embracing it, but like not really.
I can't believe we went this whole weekend and you never even asked me what is IRL.
Yeah, that's like. Not the highlight, okay? That's like Rachel's probably not the best part of Rachel, but like I just kind of.
So what was the highlight?
The highlight, honestly, I think it was that I found someone that I'm compatible traveling with.
Ooh, yeah.
Which is really good. We honestly had such a good trip. Like we were just on the same pace with everything, and I feel like usually, especially girls' trips, it was just the two of us.
Yes.
but you can very quickly tell if it's working or not working, and honestly I didn't feel like it wasn't working like at all.
I'm so glad to hear that. I also feel like we talked about it ahead of time, like we had set the right expectations.
Yeah.
But like, have you been on a trip like with a girl before where you knew it was off?
I think there's like some friends that I've come to realize are not good to spend a whole weekend with, or like more than maybe like lunch with, because it's just like our energies, like I tap too much
they're
into
like go 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 or something.
Yeah, or just like if they're off then I'm off, and I'm just like I don't really know how to like yeah, like I don't really know what to do right now. I'm like not really a confrontational person.
What's next?
So like I'm always like trying to be like taking care of everyone, or like just making sure that everyone's okay.
No, you're like, don't fucking linger, it's time to go.
But no, New York City, guys. That was my first time having been. That was not your first time.
No, but this was a much better trip.
Okay. I think the biggest thing that shocked me is how much I am not a city girl anymore. I grew up my whole life being like, the city is my life. I will never move to the suburbs or anything more rural than that, because that's just like settling, and the city is where it's at. Like I want my own apartment, and that's just not the case.
It blows my mind. It literally blows my mind, you guys, how much me and Rachel are on the same wavelength, like these parallels in life. Because literally same. I grew up on the outskirts of Chicago, so I was dying to get to the city my whole life. I was like, I'm a city girl. I go to the city, like I come to life, like the energy. I love the energy. I love being around the people. I love all the things. Me and Rachel were in New York, you guys, and we were literally like, there's a lot of people.
But it's so funny because like I was so hesitant to say anything because I was like, oh, I don't want to ruin the vibe. Like if Liv's loving this, like I can't ruin the vibe.
I was like,
ooh, secretly I was like, I'm getting a little claustrophobic.
Me too.
Like I don't know where I can get some fresh air, but like it's not here. It's not Central Park either.
We're walking down like in between like all the skyrise buildings, you know, concrete jungle, and Rachel's like, oh look, trees.
Yeah, like
when you're starting to keep a lookout for like where's the nature. We've changed. We've grown.
We have. We really, really wanted to go to Central Park. And I think I was like even more motivated because I was like, oh my god, it's gonna feel like a breath of fresh air.
Oh my god.
It didn't happen. We ended up arriving at Central Park at night after it like finally dropped like that November weather.
I'll say, to be fair to us, like the sun goes down way earlier now. We did
it was a busy day.
Yeah.
That day. So we stepped like maybe 10 feet.
We walked like a little sidewalk.
We technically didn't see Central Park. We didn't.
I couldn't really see it. Officially was there. So however you want to call it. Is it checked off your list? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody asked, like if it was like a two truths and a lie, you could throw it in there though. What's the truth officially?
But we did have an amazing like food experience. I'll give it that.
The sushi.
The sushi.
You guys, the sushi.
Yo.
I don't know. We didn't expect it.
I mean, you could taste the water that fish was swimming in. It was so fresh.
Maybe this is because we're so deprived from fresh seafood living in St. Louis.
We are. You're not gonna really find good seafood
Y'all
here.
give us that. But it was
also
so good.
The sushi, like the quality of the sushi, it was so simple. It was authentic, and I think that was the biggest difference. Is like, oh, this is what sushi actually is.
No, you guys, we're walking around the city, and we didn't actually make reservations before going. We thought about it. We talked about it. Life gets in the way.
I figured that's part of New York, because you just kind of like walk around, like come across
something. We were down for that. We were like, it's fine if we're not like eating at the most Instagrammable spot or like the top rated in that neighborhood. We were like, we'll just go and see what we find and then see what we see. And Rachel was like, we should get sushi. And I was like, done deal. We're getting sushi.
Yeah. Shared a glass of wine. We ordered like everything from each section of the menu.
So good.
Soup and appetizers.
Yeah,
sushi.
we did.
Anyways, it was
got
just
the
some
I'm
wine.
gonna say gyoza. What is it called?
Gyoza.
Okay, you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know what you said when you ordered it. It was like.
Look, I probably said that thing. Like, let's be real.
They knew what we were talking about. They probably heard.
I don't know. I feel on the spot sometimes. I don't want to pronounce things wrong, but I'm not gonna do my best always.
No, but it was such a good week. We got to meet some of our idols.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I was definitely a little bit starstruck.
Yeah, me too. I was on a high afterwards, and now I'm like,
how can I be more like what would Lauren Bostic do?
Literally, Lauren Bostic's my idol.
What would Lauren Bostic
But also to me, like Michael Bostic, like his freaking business mind. And they were.
Which, if you don't know who they are, do you want to give a rundown of
what
they do?
Sure. Lauren and Michael Bostic. Michael Bostic runs Dear Media, a big media production company that runs a lot of podcasts. And together with his wife, Lauren, they run The Skinny Confidential, an amazing podcast that I'm a huge fan of personally. And as a result, they're big investors in a lot of health and wellness in particular companies and have a few different brand lines themselves. So I look up to them a heck of a lot because they are a husband and wife duo that work together, and that is the trajectory that like I'm focused on for my life because I do work with my fiance and we're planning on hopefully in the future having more than one business together that we're running, and so they're in a way like such my idols.
Yeah, I think what surprised me the most was just how humble and down to earth and real they were, like how genuine they were.
They gave us their time.
Yeah, the whole event was so intimate. I didn't expect it to be that intimate.
Me too.
I mean, you could literally see it. It was just.
I kind of thought we were gonna be like in a stadium or like up in the bleachers. Like I did my best with the tickets, but no, we were like up front. So.
Yeah, and they waited until after their talk, like once they were
the
panelists. Yeah. Afterwards, you got to meet them, and it was just like. They were able to do that because of how intimate the venue was, and then they gave us gift bags where you're literally spoiled with
oh my god
the cutest stuff.
Everything, you guys. I'm talking like we got new lip oils, like full size makeup products, full size protein shakes, protein bars. I got a new hairbrush,
brand name stuff like Rare Beauty, Summer Friday.
Is that the hairbrush?
No, that's the wet brush. We got wet brushes.
Okay,
like that brand.
We got the Skinny Confidential mouth tape.
Yeah, I have to try it still.
Okay, me too.
We should do a podcast with you on.
I'm sure I'll
do a little photo shoot.
There you go.
It'd be really cute.
I did. But it was an amazing goodie bag, and then also like meeting Lauren and Michael Bostic. Like how they say like don't meet your idols because they're not gonna live up to it.
Some people, yeah. Well, I haven't heard that, but I have heard stories where people meet someone and then it's like this person's not at all.
Or like you don't have a good experience with them because like it also like depends on time and place. Like for us, time and place worked out because we had purchased tickets and it was their event, so it makes sense that they were like excited and happy to like meet and greet for a minute. But I mean, they were seriously so genuine. Like I told Michael Bostic, I was like, I left my corporate job this year. I'm working on running a business with my fiance, and so you guys really inspire me. And he was like, Lauren, this girl just quit her job. He was like, high five. He was like, good job.
Yeah.
It's like he actually like responded exactly to what I said. He wasn't just like, oh my god, that's so great.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like talking to a robot or talking to a wall.
He
was like,
oh my god,
enough
to be like, Lauren, listen to this, which is really
like he actually responded to what I had to say, and so it just made it feel like. He gave me his time, which is so valuable.
Totally. I had asked a question while Lauren Bostic was up there with
you did so
Dr.
good.
Shannon. And when I went and greeted her, she's like, oh my god, you're the one that asked the question. I'm like, how did you know? But thank you. Yes, I am.
Rachel asked 2 questions, you guys, and meanwhile, I'm sitting there, like, shaking in my boots.
She was so nervous.
I was literally raising my hand, like, so slow.
I was shocked. This girl was nervous to ask a question.
Yeah, and I did not go in there nervous. I was like,
put your hand up.
I know.
With you?
Dude, I was psyched out, and I feel like I'm not even usually giving, like, psyched out energy. Like,
No, never. I was, like, taken aback.
Dude, I was taken aback, but, like, I don't know. I couldn't shake it off. I was literally like, oh my god, like, I was intimidated. I was like, all of these girls are stunning. Because every girl who attended that event,
everyone was so nice.
They were so nice.
It was not the mean girl pretty vibes.
No.
It was just these
they were just
really
like
nice people.
They were like I think I was intimidated by like, oh my gosh, people's success too. Like they were like passionate, driven girls who like
Well, I was gonna talk about that one girl that was in front of us at line. We just thought it was another girl in line.
Oh my god!
To find out afterwards, she's this one. She was on
like multiple reality TV shows.
Yeah. Has a podcast.
I felt like a fucking idiot. I had no idea this was a girl. We're telling her we have a podcast. This bitch is like 280,000 followers on. She's like, oh my god, same.
We have 128 followers, and she's got thousands and thousands.
I'm literally like, we're doing our best, and she's like, no,
us.
same.
She followed us.
No, she was so nice. Like I was blown away at how nice, how kind everyone was when, like, I don't know, for us maybe coming from the Midwest and then we're going to this big city, New York, and you kind of think like, I don't know, the air about New York or that, you know, the perception or like stereotype that maybe these girls aren't going to be so welcoming or nice. And like, that wasn't the case where we were, at least at the event we were at, the people we were surrounded by. Oh my God, I was blown away. They were good people.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's this impression, or honestly, probably whenever you enter a bigger city like that, you think everyone is just like top of their success story, like they've reached it, they've got it.
Honestly,
and so then you feel like I need to get there, or like, oh my God, like why am I not there yet? Right. But then it's just like, no, everyone's there because they want to reach that, or they have something
they
going
want
in
to be
the
there.
works. Yeah.
I literally, like, even if it's not true, like if you're sitting on a park bench, people watching, I definitely do. Like when you're in a city, like that's fun. Like I tell myself, like these are fancy people.
These are fancy people.
They're fancy. If I'm in a small town and you're like people watching, it's like, oh, I assume you have like a family.
Yeah.
And if you're in New York, it's like, I assume you have a badass career.
Well, can we go back to your pad or something?
Like it's so stereotypical.
Do you have house parties in the Upper East Side?
Yeah, Upper East Side, like we're there, but
yeah, we lived our Gossip Girl dream for a moment.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
It was fun, and it was fun traveling with you.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
I can't wait to do it again.
I know, but you guys, because we literally also, you know, if you've ever been to New York, we stayed in the middle of Manhattan. You know, we were blocks away from Times Square, the Empire State Building. We walked there, and like,
it was magical.
If you don't spend like some money, like you're staying in a closet. And I felt like we had an insane deal, and we
had
didn't
an
know.
insane deal, I think.
We didn't know what we were in for because we got like the hotel package with our tickets to this event, and we got in this room and we were like, oh okay, and then we were like, oh okay, because there was like a second part with like, the bedroom.
We definitely thought we were gonna be in a little shoebox, and it turned out this like, I mean, the whole bathroom was in this like little living room area connected to the bedroom that overlooked the city. We were like, oh. Yeah, okay.
We had like a decent view, and then like coffee across the street.
Yeah, coffee and French pastries across the street, which we got every morning.
Can we talk about how everywhere we went in New York, I'm talking about everywhere, was French?
Yeah, there's a lot of French stuff that it reminded me the most of Paris. And for those of you who don't know me, my mom is French, so there's like her side of the family's in France. So I speak French and stuff, and so having been to Paris, which I know is a luxury, it's amazing that I've been able to go, but I actually saw the commonalities between Paris and New York City, and some of it was the stores they had, like the pain quotidien, or like all the bakeries, and I was like, what? I'm like, I didn't know New York City had this, but I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, a lot of people from France are like, New York City is the first city they really want to see. It's like that, and usually California, or Disney World or Miami.
It was funny because, like, for me too, I was like, oh, I'm here with my French friend. Maybe that's why I'm just seeing like everything in French.
It was really crazy.
But it was cool. It was fun. So we saw some sights. We went to a whole IRL event.
Yeah. And
we got some cool pictures, and we got some girl talking, and we got to hang out. So, like, New York, I would call it a success.
Yeah. It was so great.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.
And thanks for watching our first video ever.
Yes, this is new for us, and
more to come, of course.
Yeah, there we go. More to come.
More to come.
Cool.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.